Now you can see this is your square packing and this is your hexagonal packing. Okay. Now if you see the square, you can understand very easily. Here, why it is called as hexagonal? Because you see this is the sphere, central one, and around it there is a hexagon. Okay, around it there is a hexagon here. Okay, so that is your hexagonal packing, that is a square packing. Okay. So if we see the 2D packing, 2D packing. Okay. So two-dimensional, okay, arrangement, uh, packing. So it is one is your square. Just we just saw this one. Okay. So so that is your square one, and that is the hexagonal packing. Now we see the square packing. Okay, this one. Okay. Now square packing and square you can understand easily. Hexagonal is the thing that you have to see because more often we see hexagonal there in the nature. In nature there is very less square, and it is most of the time it is hexagonal only. Okay. 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 So basically this is hexagonal. Now hexagonal, if you see the area, yeah, suppose I am making a square. Okay. Okay. So this is a square. Now this square, if I okay, oh, okay, okay. 1 minute. Okay, so this. Now suppose I put this square here. Okay, so this square. Okay, this square and this square, they are same. Okay, they are same. Now you see area of the spheres, or you can say circle, but spheres basically. And here you see which has higher number of spherical area in hexagon or in square packing. Aparajita. Yes. So you see hexagonal packing is more efficient packing. Okay. hexagonal packing is more efficient. More efficient. So what does this mean? It means that its packing efficiency is more. Okay. Packing efficiency means area of the sphere. This is area of the sphere. You can say whatever it. Okay. Let's be just take it a circle, not the sphere, because from the above it looks like. Suppose this is a radius r. Okay. So that is your radius r here, and similarly, okay, here it is also radius r. So more radius, more area is there. So packing efficiency is more. So what is packing efficiency basically? Packing efficiency. Okay, so we write it as PE. It is area of total spheres inside the square divided by area of square. Now here it is clearly visible that this here there are lesser number of sphere. Here it is more number of sphere. So more number of sphere basically. If you calculate in total, I am not calculating it because it's not that much easy. So it looks like here it is 4. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, and it is slightly more than 4. Okay, because I have not placed sphere correctly. So it is, suppose it is 4 sphere, so it is slightly more than 4 sphere. Okay, and we will calculate. Okay, so that is the thing. So the packing efficiency of the hexagon 2D packing is more. The hexagon 2D packing. So in nature, okay, 99% is hexagon 2D arrangement. Hexagon 2D arrangement, 99%. Okay, so that is your hexagonal 2D arrangement, 99% it is there. Okay, rest in 1% cases, it is the square which is there. Okay, so that is your basically 2D packing. How the arrangement is there. Okay, how the arrangement is there. That is your 2D. Understood that one? So there are various type of question asked on this. So okay, so we are not going to. Sometimes they make a quadrilateral and ask the area and all these things, but that you can easily calculate. So that is in 9th, 10th class. So we are not going into that one. Okay, understood. So that is your 2D pattern. Okay, hexagonal and this one. Now coming on to the 3-dimensional pattern. Three-dimensional packing. Okay. So 3-dimensional packing is called as your there are two types, two or more than two maybe. Okay. Only packing if you see. One is called as this square. Okay. square upon square, square upon square, or square stacked upon square, but okay, that is okay. So square upon square. Now square upon square means what? That this square, okay, one layer, and then it is uh, you know this square is again put on the okay, we can put the another square layer. Okay, so that is a square upon square, or simple cube. Okay, simple cube. So let's see the image. Okay, it's easier to see from the image. Okay, now you can see here that is a simple cube. So this the for all the layers are okay. All the layers are sphere. Oh, sorry, the square packing. Okay. Now one square packing stacked upon another one, and it goes on like this. Okay. It goes on like this. Now you see this is called a simple cube. Just a simple cube which is there, just like the Rubik's cube. Okay. Squares. So this is one square packing. Okay. So this you can see that is a square which is formed. Okay, this is square you can see, or you can see the bigger square here. So this is the square packing which is there. Okay, they have slightly messed up the spheres. Okay, spheres are going inside there, but it's not like that. They just touch each other, just touch. Okay, so this is slightly wrong, but there is understand. Now you see ABC. Okay, ABC is height and breadth and length and whatever you can arrange. So they have all the same, okay, all the same parameters here. Alpha, beta, gamma are the angles. X, okay, and angles in the 3D. These are the alpha, beta, gamma angles. Okay, so we understood this one 3D of this square. So square stacked upon the square. So that is the one basic thing. Okay, so square stacked upon the square is the simple cube. So if we see the simple cube, okay, so there are one. So that is basically the cube which is there, and okay, so that is not good. So that is basically this. Okay, so the center of the spheres are at the corner. Okay, okay, so this is the center of sphere. Okay, center of sphere are at corner of cube. Here you can see that. This is the okay, this one. So you can see this center of this sphere is also coinciding with the corner. Okay, so we are taking this small one, small sphere or small cube, only four here and four in the, okay, later part. Okay, so this is the 4 and 4, so we are just taking the 8. Okay, that is the easiest one to handle. So here, center of the sphere are at the corner of the cube. Okay, that is the simple cube arrangement. That is a simple cube arrangement. Okay, we will discuss it in very much in the detail, but you have to understand this is the basic thing. This is the basic thing. Now coming on to the second packing. Second packing. Okay, second one. So second one is your two-dimensional hexagonal layer. Okay, is upon two-dimensional hexagonal layer. Okay, so there is two-dimensional hexagonal layer like this. Okay, then we again make second hexagonal layer and we stack this and it goes on like this. So if we see the, mm, it's not there. Okay, so here you can see, okay, this is the arrangement of hexagon. So this is your one hexagon. Okay, one hexagon. This is not entirely correct, but because the sphere of the yellow layer, they should come and touch each other. Okay, they should touch each other like that we have seen in the earlier image here. They should touch each other. Okay. But for your understanding, it is good. You can understand that. So that is your first layer, yellow layer. Then again, then there is a, you know, red layer, which you can see here, red layer. Okay, this is your red layer. Okay. Now when I just superimpose, so red layer comes over red layer, and this is your yellow layer comes over yellow layer, because there are four layers. Okay, there are four layers, 1 2 3 4. So that is called as AB arrangement of the hexagonal layers. Okay, that we will see. So when we this, okay, so this is your A layer, then B layer, then A layer, then B layer. That is called AB, because your A layer superimpose another A layer. The B layer, which is here, it superimpose another B layer. So that is the thing. So when I just keep it here, so that's superimpose. Okay, that is a superimposition. Got it? So this is your three-dimensional arrangement of the hexagonal layer. So one hexagonal layer arranged upon the another hexagonal layer. Okay. So this is this, this one. So that is your. There are two types of arrangement basically in this. Two types of arrangement. Okay. One we have just saw, that is your AB layer, and another one is your ABC layer. Okay, ABC. So both we will see. Okay, you just understood this one, AB, and then we will see ABC. Okay, so this one, and we will see when we will do it. So, but that is the basic understanding how the three dimensionals are arranged there. Okay. Now there are other three dimensionals, but we will see it later. First, see. Okay, let's first see. Okay, so that is what basically 2D packing and 3D packing. That is this. Now next topic is your, okay, arrangement of atoms in a cube at various points and their contribution. Okay, and their contribution. Now first you have to understand the sphere. Okay, it's the sphere, sorry, parts of the sphere. So if I see, first this one, because these things are not given in the books basically, but they are very, very important. Okay, one is your complete sphere that you know. Complete sphere. Okay, there's nothing there. Then it is half of the sphere or semi-sphere, whatever you want to say. Half of sphere, then 1/4 sphere, and then 1/8 sphere. Okay, it's not that you don't know this. I know that all of you know this one, but it is very important here to see how they are arranged inside the cube. How they are arranged inside the cube. Okay, so that is important. Okay, oh, sorry. Now see, hemisphere. Okay, so this is your hemisphere. Okay, everybody knows that. Nothing to worry about that. Then, okay, okay, so this is 1/4 of a sphere. 1/4. Okay, why I am telling you this, that when I will tell you that 1/4 is arranged here so that you can understand. Now this is a very good image. You see, suppose this is the walls of the room. Okay, so 1/4 sphere is just fitting in that one. Okay, because it's very difficult for me to draw. My drawing is not that much good. So that is your 1/4 of the sphere. So where it fits like there are two walls 90 degree to each other, and it fits in there. Okay, so that is your 1/4 sphere. Now we talk about 1 by 8 sphere. Okay. So 1 by 8 sphere fit at the corner. Okay, suppose it's the corner of the cube, x, y, z axis. So suppose this is the corner. So it fits at the corner. Okay, suppose this is image you can see. So that is your 1 by 8 sphere. So it fits at the corner. Always remember that. Okay. Always there is image data. Okay, you can see here the 1 by 8 sphere. Can you see that one? Everybody? This image. Okay, so this is a 1 by 8 sphere. It is fitting at the corner. Okay, it is fitting at the corner. 1 by 8 sphere. Okay, calculation you do. Calculation I don't have to tell you about the calculation. Okay, like this. This is the corner of the cube. So 1 by 8 cube is fitting on the corner. This 1 by 8, 1 by 8 here. Okay, so this and 1 by 4. Let me tell you about this one. So 1 by 4th of the sphere edge, on the edge. Okay, where is this? No image is given. Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. So when I told you that this 1 by 4th of sphere, that we saw this image. Okay, this this image you remember. So that is called as 1 by 4th on the edge of the cube. 1 by 4th on the edge of the cube. Okay. So is there any other image? No. Okay, no problem. So if we go back to this one. So complete sphere, that you know, half of the sphere, okay, comes on one of the face of cube. Okay, one of the face of the cube, half of the sphere. Okay, this I haven't done. Let's see the image one. Okay. 1 by 2 of sphere on face of cube. Okay. Yeah, you can see this one. Okay. Should try something less complicated. Yeah, this image you can see. That is your 1 by 2 of the sphere coming on the face. This is one of the face of the sphere. So that is your 1 by 2 sphere. Okay, everybody can see this one. 1 by 2 of the sphere. Okay, so 1 by 2 of the sphere or we can call it the hemisphere, whatever you want to call it, hemisphere, semisphere. So 1 by 2 of the sphere, half of the sphere, comes on one of the face of the cube. Okay, if you have any doubt, please ask. Then 1 by 4 always comes on edge of cube. Okay, 1/8 always at corner. Okay, that I told you. Okay, so that is your 1/8, that is at the corner, that is your hemisphere. Here it is at the this at the face. Okay, so that 1 by 4 is not available. Okay, it is on the edge center. Okay, so this is the arrangement, basic arrangement of the spheres inside the cube. Complete sphere can come, that is totally inside the sphere. Okay, half the sphere comes on the one of the face of the cube. 1 by 4 and 1 by 8. So I hope you understood by seeing the image. Okay. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask how it is arranged. Okay. So how they are arranged inside the atom, inside the cube. So these spheres are considered to be the atom here. So how they are arranged inside the cube. Okay, got it. So let's uh, go back to our arrangement. Now in 3D arrangement, three-dimensional okay, in three-dimensional arrangement, different types of atomic arrangements other than cubic are present. Okay, other than cubic are present. So they are called as different types of lattices. Okay, I will show you the which the okay, it is okay. Nevertheless, no problem. Okay, three-dimensional arrangement. Okay, so I will find the image at a time. So that is a three-dimensional arrangement. Different types of atomic arrangement other than the cubic are present, and all the 3D arrangements is called as crystal system. They are called as crystal system. Okay, crystal system. So basically, there are 7 crystal systems. Okay, there are 7 crystal system. Okay, 7 crystal system. Now we see the image of 7 crystal systems. Okay. Okay, 7 crystal systems. Okay, see this one. So seven crystal systems. Okay, one is your cubic. Okay, first one is the cubic. Okay, that is your all the sides are same and angles are same. Then next is your tetragonal. So it is sort of cuboid, you can say. It is a cuboid. So length and the breadth are same and the height is somewhat different. C. So height is C here. Angles which are written over here, alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, so these are the three angles on XYZ axis, and they are called as so they are equal 90 degrees to each other. Okay. Okay, A is equal to B means length and the breadth are same, but the height is not same. Then this one is orthorhombic. Orthorhombic is just like matchbox. Okay, it is just like matchbox. So matchbox doesn't have any dimension same, so length is not equal to breadth and C that is not equal to height. Okay, but the angles here are 90 degrees. Okay, X, Y, Z, alpha, beta, gamma. So just tell you what is your angle basically. So we see the dimensions. Okay, so here when we write the angle, so this angle is called as alpha. Okay, this is called as beta. Okay, and this is called as gamma. Okay, they may be 90 degree, they may not be 90 degree, and this is called as A, B, and C. Okay, so that is basically this what they are talking about. So if we see this seven crystal system, so that is your tetragonal orthorhombic, so they have dimensions. Okay, then is your rhombus or rhombohedral. Okay, rhombus or rhombohedral, they are same. Okay, they are basically same. So here A is equal to B is equal to C means length, breadth, height are same. Alpha, beta here are alpha, beta, gamma are same, but they are not equal to 90 degree. They have some other angles. Okay, this one. Then hexagon, I told you hexagon, so one angle is 120 degree in hexagon. Okay, A is equal to B, but they are not equal to C. So height is somewhat there. So it is not a correct diagram here. It should be hexagon. That's okay. We will see that. Okay, so we have to study hexagon and cubic only. Only two we have to study. Hexagonal and cubic. Just we have to remember this. Okay, monoclinic, triclinic, rhombohedral, what is their angle and ABC. But in detail we have to study the cubic and hexagonal only. Okay. Then is the monoclinic. Okay. Monoclinic has no dimensions ABC, they are not equal to each other. And alpha beta are same, that is the 90 degree. Oh, sorry, alpha gamma or beta, whatever you say. And they are not equal to 90 degree in third angle, so they are slightly tilted. Triclinic, okay, triclinic is important because we can't have anything which is equal to each other in triclinic. Okay, no dimension is equal to each other, and then A, B, okay, A, B, C are not equal, and alpha, beta, gamma is not equal. So in that sense, triclinic is not. We can say that it's only a system where nothing is equal. Okay. So here the sulfur exists in this form: monoclinic, triclinic, rhombohedral. Okay, sulfur exists like that. But most of the structures exist in the cubic or hexagonal. So we have to study only these cubic and hexagonal system. Okay. There. Now another thing, another term, which term is that? Can I go to this one? Okay, no problem. Okay, so that is seven crystal system. Okay, so you just have to see the image where you see the image. Can I insert the image here? No, not possible. Okay. All these are very, you know, those people are expert can do it very fast, but okay. I, you can see the image. I will see give the image to you. Okay, so that is your seven crystal system. Okay. So in seven crystal system, we have seen all this. So see the image there. Then next is your okay. How much time it is? 8:50. Okay. So let's close it. Okay. So we are closing the class already. A lot of time for you. Okay. Please read the PDF because I am not teaching you that much hard and fast. So whatever is there, please read. Arch, Bhavsar, Aparajita, both of you. Please read. Ansh, there you came today. How you came today? Okay. So I'm closing the class. We will meet on next day. No, no, I uploaded. I will see if I'm not, but I uploaded that one. Oh, that may be a problem. I will see that.